Hi guys, in today's video I will be showing you on how to install Raspberry Pi OS in Raspberry Pi. So the current board I'm using is the Raspberry Pi 3B Plus. There's a lot of Raspberry Pis out there, but today we'll be working on the 3B Plus. So this is part 1 of 2 of how to install or how to make a server with a Raspberry Pi. So let's get started. So to install Raspberry Pi OS, we need SD card, SD card reader, a micro SD card with a SD card reader, and we need Pi imager. You also need a fast computer with Windows 7 or above, like Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 11, and we also need a good internet connection to download the image. So go to this link, I'll provide it in the description box below. Scroll down and click download for Windows. You can also download it for Mac OS, Ubuntu, and if you're on a Raspberry Pi, you can install it with this command in the terminal window. So today we'll be working on the Windows. So let's click download, and I have already downloaded the image, so I can go to my downloads, and open the image software. Click install. That's it, it's all done. You can select run, click finish, and it'll run the Raspberry Pi imager. This is software you will be using to download and install Raspbian, which is Raspberry Pi OS. It's called Raspbian. So now we need to plug in our SD card. So I already have plugged in my SD card into my computer. You can click choose OS. First we have to format it. To format the SD card, we have to click choose OS and scroll down to the bottom where you see erase format as FAT32 and click choose storage. So here mine is mounted as D&E with 16 gigabytes. So click on write and it'll format it. All the data on the SD card will be lost, so make sure you back up all your important data. So now click yes, and it's preparing to write. So it will format the SD card. So the SD card has been erased, means it was formatted. And close this. Now in the operating system selection, there are a lot of other operating systems like Ubuntu, more custom operating systems, Linux, also multimedia operating system like OSMC and all that, gaming operating system. But today we'll be focusing on Raspberry Pi OS. So you can choose this. It's a port of Debian with Raspberry Pi desktop. This is recommended. You can go to other options where there's other lot of options for Raspberry Pi OS. So there are a lot of options. So today we'll be installing basic OS, which is full 32-bit. So this is the operating system we'll be installing. So it has a port of Debian with a desktop and recommended applications, which it has all the pre-installed applications that a Raspberry Pi can contain. So we can select this and choose your SD card and click write. So you can go to settings if you need. You can enable SSH. So for the server, we need SSH for the server. So we can set a username and a password for the Pi. So the default Pi password is Raspberry. The username is Pi. So I'm going to set the default. And for the server, we also need configure wireless LAN. So this is wireless LAN, means on network. So we need network for our server. So what will happen when we configure this? When we directly boot the Pi, it will automatically search for the network and connect to it. So enter your SSID and then enter your password. After you enter your password, that's it almost, and you need to enable SSH. You can set a set local host name. So this is a default Raspberry Pi. So you can image options for this session only or to always use. I'm select always use. So click save and click on write. Click yes and it will prepare to write. So now what will be happening is it's downloading the image from raspberrypi.com and it will write it to the SD card. So this will take a while. So the installation of Raspberry Pi OS has been successful. So it's on our SD card now. So the download and write is completed. So the download depends on your network speed, how fast it is or how slow it is. So now the Raspberry Pi OS is installed on our SD card. Now you can take the micro SD card out of the reader and insert into the Raspberry Pi and boot it up. So in the next part, we'll be looking at how to install and configure the server by Samba in Raspberry Pi. So that's all for this video. Bye bye.